Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to use the PolarJoin app. This is an app for calculating coordinates of points where the boundaries meet. This is very useful in cases where you have analog maps in paper that contain many parcels of land, and you want to make a lot of calculations. This app will help you to make the calculations and save them to an Excel and later load them to Autocad. You can later load them to Autocad. You are going to go to Play Store and search for PolarJoin calculator. PolarJoin calculator like that. And you're going to select this one for 7.1 MBs. So install it. When you open it, the app is very straightforward to use and easy. So let me illustrate on how to use it. So at this point, I have the map. You can see it is an analog map that was taken a photo. Let me zoom out. And here is the table for the map. I've just zoomed it. It's this one. So I have provided it here. Let's do an example. For the polar, we have S18 to N1. S18 to N1. We have the coordinates here. So we are going to confirm these coordinates. And if the app is working fine, so we are going to start with S18 and move to N1. So at this point, you import the starting point, which is S18, the eastings, and the northing for S18. The easting is negative 21.38, 21.138.08. The northing is negative 155 at 12.57. And so when you input a point like that, you can click on this clipboard icon and the point will be saved, and you can see it added at the saved points table below. From the table, we have the easting. The easting is negative 21.138.08. After the easting, we input the northing, which is negative 155 at 12.57. Okay, once we have input that way, we move to the next step, which is the distance. The distance from S18 to N1 is 39.64 plus 39.61, which is adding that is 79.25 meters. So for the analog maps in Kenya, they used to annotate the maps with meters, and here it is recorded in feet. There's a unit difference, so we need to convert this 79.25 meters into feet before we import it to the distance box. So let's go do that. So that distance in feet is 260 meters. So we input the distance as 260 feet, sorry. Now we go to the bearing, and the bearing you can input it as azimuth, that is from north, angle from north, and we also have the angle from east. We are going to use the azimuth as it is already provided for us, which is 259 degrees, 06 minutes and 34 seconds. So let's input it that way. 259 degrees, 6 and 34. So now we are going to calculate, and we expect to get the coordinates at N1. Okay, good. You can see that our coordinates from the app is for the easting is 21,393.40, and also here is for N1 is negative 21,393.40. That's good. For the northing, we have negative 155,861.69. And also here we have the same one. Remember that the negative is here, negative 155, 861.69. So we are going to save this point. Oh, first of all, we name this point. I'm sorry, we forgot that. This is S18. You click this clipboard icon to save it. You see it's saved. Okay. And this one we are going to save it as N1. And that's it. So okay, for the join, this one is applicable when you have the coordinates of the points and you need to determine the bearing, the bearing and the distance. So as you have already saved the points, you can access them from the select drop down here. I call S18 to N1 and press calculate. Okay, you can see the distance here. Distance is 260. You have the change in listing, which is negative 255.32, and change in northing is negative 49.12. You also have the bearing as the math angle and the azimuth. Okay, let me do it for the four corner coordinates, and we are going to import them into Autocad. So we go back to Polar, and we are going to move from N1 to A3. So the starting point here, you are going to select N1. You see it is easy. The distance I have already converted to feet is 484.48, and the bearing is already provided, which is 2 degrees, 2 degrees 30 and 53. We calculate and we expect the coordinate for A3. We calculate negative 155, 377.68, negative 155, negative 21, 372.14. Yes, they are accurate. So we save it as A3. Now we are moving from A3 to M1. And so here you change the starting point to A3. You see it's easy. A3. The distance is you add this and convert to meters to feet. And so the distance is 491.63 feet. The azimuth is 115, 438, 115, 438. And the good thing, you can see the orientation of the line and of the map. They are similar at the Cartesian above. So you're going to calculate and get the coordinates for M1. Okay, now you're going to set these coordinates as M1. The results one. So we are done with the four corners. I'm just going to do that just for illustration. And also this app can be helpful. Let me show you some of the maps that can be very tiring to do the calculations. And so if you look a map like this, you can see the coordinates provided here at the table are very few and the parcels are very many. Let's zoom in and see. You see, you need to calculate the coordinates of each and every corner in the map. Maybe you are going to start from here to here. If you are using the analog method, you are going to sweat. But this method is very accurate because you are going to be saving the points immediately you calculate them. For instance, if you start here, you're going to be changing only the distance and saving the distance and the name of the output point. Okay, let's go to the last step. So if you want to load this in AutoCAD, you're going to press the download CSV here, download CSV icon, and it's going to show you the location where the file has been saved in a pop-up. So my file has been saved in downloads at a folder called folder join, and it's going to show you the date. So you're going to use the date to know the file that you are working on. So this one is the date and the time. So I've saved it on 23rd 07 2025 at time 17:27. You're going to use the file explorer that you prefer. For my case, I prefer the Z archiver. Now we are going to go to download and folder join. We have this one. This is the file that I have saved. You can see the 1727 according to the time. Now I'm going to move this file from my phone and to my computer storage so that I can work on it on AutoCAD. Okay, I have moved the file and maybe we can look at it in Excel. It has opened. You can see the name of the point, listing and noding. Let's go ahead and load this file in AutoCAD. So I've opened my AutoCAD. I'm going to create point, then load them from file. Import points, yes. So our format is name listing noding. Name listing noding. Point, we have point noding listing. Okay, we can just create a format. New format. It's a point file. We are going to call it just in name listings noding. Okay, here we put CSV. You're going to pick this one delimited by, then we put comma. For this one, we are going to select name. Okay, we write name like that. The name for the column name. This one was listing. We are going to like that. And for this, it's noding. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to add our file. Okay, we press this one and close it. We are going to add our file here. Here is the file. You see it's already loaded with our new format here. Okay, from our file here, delete this first column. Delete it like that. And save this. It cannot now deny AutoCAD if you don't close it. Let's try again. Okay, the points have been loaded. You can see them here. I think we can select like that. Then zoom. You see, here are the points. Okay, as you can see, here are the points. We have S18, N1, A3, and M1. You can draw lines joining